Yes, hello. Welcome to our wonderful, chilled Star Trek Adventures stream. I am Captain Idle. I am joined by our wonderful GM down in the bottom right there, Stars and Garters. I shall be playing the role of Dr. McCoy. We have Shia here playing the role of Captain Kirk. Over in the far corner is Skycap playing Nurse Chapel. And below me is Spocky playing Spock. In a surprise to no one. Guys, how are we all this evening?
I'm so excited. So excited. I haven't played for ages. Can't wait to get back into the...
That was kind of my fault. We had to put this off because we had it planned, and then all of a sudden I was like, I have to go and have dinner with my wife because she hasn't seen me for a while. So,
sorry. I've had luck like that from my other half. So yeah,
it's the height of romance.
So yes, this is the third part of Stars' little. You've adapted from a pre-built campaign, haven't you? But this is the third of the TOS campaign that we've been running for the last couple of months. But I think you say this is the final one.
This is the final act. This is the end.
If anyone hasn't seen,
for the campaign and possibly for you, who knows?
Oh God. We were discussing this before the stream. We're just saying, like, if you kill us off, this is like a multiverse split off because we can't have plot armor here. That's too unfair to the GM. But yes, this is the third one. If you haven't seen the other episodes, head over to the YouTube and watch them, or just stick around and piece together the pieces you might have missed. But this has been really fun. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in this part. Stars, do you want to give us a recap of what happened last time on Star Trek Adventures?
So I'm not going to give you the full rundown because this is the third part. Like if this is you tuning in for your third part and you haven't seen the first two parts, you are going to be confused as you will be with any 3-part thing. But for you guys, I'll give you a quick recap. You guys are on assignment here. USS assignment. USSM. I swear to God, I can speak. I swear to God. So the Enterprise is here checking in on a xenoarchaeology team. It's the planet is called Tangle 4. And you basically were investigating and making sure, hey, you guys all okay here? You got all your supplies and everything. And you noticed that pretty much everyone was dead, up to and including Chapel's old schoolmate. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in power, in fact. And in your investigations, you have discovered that there is essentially the remnants of this civilization had a doomsday project where they were essentially trying to sell off access to a shelter to outlast the apocalypse. But what their actual plan was to upload all of their consciousnesses into a quantum computer. And over the millennia, their consciousness have merged together into a machine gestalt, I suppose would be the word for it. And they've gone a little bit nuts. And they've been a little bit violent towards you, a little bit antisocial. And one red shirt has already paid the price. I can't remember his name. I swear to God, I had a name for him. Rest in peace, whoever you were. That's the appropriate TOS style send-off for that character. And last we left off, you guys had been herded into what you guys have affectionately termed the kill room, which is actually just a storeroom off of the main computer.
It took us like half an hour to decide to go in there because we were like, we're not doing it.
And I'm like, guys, you don't have a plan for if you don't go in here. So we pick up essentially with you guys in this little storeroom. And I should let you know that Act 3 is called The Survivors, and Scene 1 is called Trapped, because you are trapped. It's very imaginatively named. Spock, you are a Starfleet officer, you are not a mime.
Why not both?
So,
Starfleet mime.
That'd be pretty good. I'd be down for a Starfleet mime. So, any questions before we jump in?
Is our stress all back to normal, or are we? Where were we last time? Yeah, so we're back to full stress.
Stress always regenerates between acts. Yeah. So between Act 2 and 3, any stress that you would have taken would have been regenerated. But I'm pretty sure the only stress that you guys have taken this entire campaign is when our good Captain Kirk got attacked by that computer and took some electrical damage. But he's fine. He just powered through it with that good old 60s machismo.
I'm fine.
So you guys have been sort of like shepherded into this little it's basically like a storeroom full of various mechanical objects, all kinds of things for repairing computers, and the door locks behind you with all the little drones that the quantum computer has summoned, like being on the other side of there, and they're obviously going to be keeping an eye on the door, make sure you aren't going to be trying any last minute escapes. And as that happens, a wall panel to your on your side slides open, and the machine consciousness is like coming in over a speaker, and they would be a more appropriate pronoun, asks you to please place your weapons inside. Because as was a bone of contention between the players and the quantum computer last session, Shy is armed with a phaser rifle, and you guys would have your standard issue hand phasers, and it does not like that phaser rifle.
You expect us to go in there unarmed? Sorry, my terrible accent is not as good today. Damn it, man! I have to start off with a "Damn it, man! We can't go in there unarmed."
Logically, this will not be solved by force of arms alone. Therefore, I suggest we go along with the plan.
You expect us to just go like lambs to the slaughter?
Can I?
Or an ale.
Is there any sort of long-term timer for overload on a phaser rifle? Like, could I set it for 24 hours? Or 8 hours?
That'd be quite the fuse. I would say yes, because there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that, because phasers are very versatile weapons. That being said, I would also say that the explosive power of it wouldn't go through the wall, as it were.
Really?
So if you were to overload it and put it inside the wall panel, it'd probably blow up quite a good amount of the wall, but I don't think it would affect the quantum computer in the way that you're hoping. You would have to be up close and personal and sit it down right next to it if you want to have the desired effect.
That was the threat.
But it might at
week,
least
wasn't it?
provide some sort of distraction of sorts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it would.
All right.
So I'll say you can set that if you wish.
I think I'll set a nice little. What's a good round number? How long is this session? 2 hours. I'll set it to Deus Ex Machina.
To plot sensitive time.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, fair enough. So you're happy with giving up the phaser rifle?
I'm not happy. But I'll do it for the sake of
You know,
exploration.
I'm gonna straight away put my phase in the slot. Oh,
It's a storage compartment in the wall. Yes.
compartment. And yeah, because
Storage compartments.
Okay.
Storage compartments.
I would like to put my phaser in, but I would like to take the power cell out and keep the power cell.
Okay. I'll say you can do that.
So, for whatever reason, you can use it.
You know what? I'm actually going to make you roll for that.
Oh, okay.
Because
Roll.
it's a little bit surreptitious. It's not
Okay.
going to be tricky, but I am going to make you roll for it. So roll me. What would be appropriate here? Let's go with Daring and Security difficulty 1.
Daring and security. Can I use my focus in composure, as I'm trying to very sneakily do it, but maintain my cool?
Yes. Okay, I'll allow that.
So what was that? Sorry, daring and security.
I have a focus and composure.
I have a focus in
Of all people.
Yeah, no, he goes off the handle at a moment's notice.
All right.
So is that daring and security? Was that?
Daring Security difficulty 1. It's not a particularly tricky thing, but
I got a
I
10.
don't think I think you might struggle anyway. 'Cause...
Okay, well I'll leave the momentum for now, but I need to get a 10, and that is 0. No, hang on. What have I got to get? I've got to roll under a 10, haven't I? That's 2 successes.
Yeah, got under.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, fair enough.
I forgot my own rules. Okay, then we get a momentum for that.
You actually get full momentum, so you're
Yep.
up to.
Nice.
Cool. All right, so in which case you very surreptitiously pop the power cell out and slide it in underneath, and I'll say you probably slide it into your
Yeah.
your uniform.
Well, I've got
cuff, 'cause
my
that's
medical
essentially-
tricorder. I can still sort of slot it into somewhere in there, couldn't I? In one of the many pockets it has.
Okay, fair enough. So we have one overloading, set to slow overload, Deus Ex Machina timer, phaser rifle. Spock has surrendered his rifle phaser. Idle has decided to pop out his power cell. Nurse Chapel?
I'm going to follow Mr. Spock's lead and just quietly, calmly surrender my weapon.
Okay, fair enough. And with a slow slide and then shut and lock, you can hear the sort of like slow tumble as they are moved away, not very far, but further away into the wall so that you can't basically crack the lock on the storage compartment and get out.
It is a bit of a risk, but as they say, risk is a thing we encounter from time to time in our profession.
Sometimes in your profession. And you can hear a sort of like a little high-pitched whine on the other side of the wall, and it seems to be that the machine consciousness is basically checking to make sure that you haven't put any fake objects in, that everything is what it should be. And over the speaker, it sort of like intones, I do hope you are not hoping to indulge in any deceptions. You gave up your advantages very easily.
Now, who do you think we are? Some kind of low-born criminals?
I think you are my prisoners, and I think that you are far more intelligent than you want me to believe.
What kind of deceptions were you thinking of? Give us some examples.
Give us 5 examples now. 10 seconds, go.
It sort of thinks for a minute and it goes, I do, for instance, hope that you are not hoping to set any of your weapons to an overload or perhaps steal away any of the power cells for further use.
That's a good idea, Jim. We should have done that.
Yes, we should have.
And there's sort of like a momentary pause as the machine consciousness feels itself being mocked. But it seems to leave it be. So, it is now content to basically sort of like clean up the medical area and get itself prepared for the next attempt to jack itself into your brains. So, what would you like to do to try and resolve the situation in a way that does not involve your outsides being on the insides, as it were?
That we attempt to negotiate with the machine.
Yeah.
You can attempt to negotiate. Have anyone else got any ideas before you go straight to that? Because you do have options here.
I mean,
You said there's a lot of equipment in this room?
Mostly like mechanical equipment for repairing computers. So like laser scalpels, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Adhesive for like, mending wires.
Okay.
Lots of replacement cabling, that kind of stuff.
I have an idea. Can we, with the adhesive and the cabling, where was it they used to jack in? Was it straight into the back of the brain? Was it when we observed the previous people? Was there seemed to be one area where the subjects were being sort of interfaced with?
Let me see if it's specifically mentioned. I think it's mostly just into the cranium.
Okay.
Because it was you examined the body of good old Janet Stoltz, Nurse Chapel's friend, and I believe it was him. Sorry, I should have read back over this. Let's see.
Because what I'm thinking is we get some of the tubing, the adhesive, and we create ourselves a little sort of half mask or something that can go around the back of all of our heads to kind of stop them sort of just pummeling in, and then it offers us a bit of resistance, if anything.
Oh, like maybe
mean a
like
helmet?
little back of head shield? Yeah.
Yeah.
Helmet type
A
things.
helmet.
Yeah. Yes.
A brain helmet.
It's going to be so crude.
Oh, what could go wrong with the brain helmet? Sorry, it's very quickly.
I like the idea. If I'm going to die, I may as well look silly doing it.
Yeah, it doesn't give a specific location for where it was implanted. So
Okay.
I would say that based on your previous medical scans, you can make a good assumption as to where it would have gone.
Yeah, I'd say we need to sort of MacGyver something up here and use what we have in the room to our advantage. Maybe we can do that while Kirk is negotiating. We can sort of do this two simultaneously and hopefully achieve the result.
Okay,
Yes,
fair enough.
can I distract them with oratory whilst They
With
come all together.
oratory.
Helmets.
Okay. So while we work out that, so I'm gonna guess.
They're gonna look exactly like that. Is that what you're planning on designing?
Yes.
Right. That's the plan.
Okay, no. I'm gonna say that you have exactly enough plastic and adhesive to make Spock helmets. I'm gonna say that.
Some perspex there as well. Just perfect.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a medicine or engineering plus reason difficulty 2.
I think we can between yourself and Miss Chapel we can do that. I think. How do you want us to roll for this? Do you want us to do this for everyone or?
Let's make it a combined thing. Like I don't want to make you do
okay.
5 sub rolls. That'd be long and ridiculous.
Would you care to assist me, my dear doctor?
I would be honored.
Okay.
I get 1 die, right?
Yeah, you get 1. So I get
1 die, yes.
So reason med, I need 15. Can I? Hang on. Oh well. Would this count as surgery? This wouldn't be surgery, would it?
No, this is
cutting
not
it,
surgery.
no.
You are creating Spock helmets.
Yeah.
Not a torpedo.
It's
All right.
true.
Okay.
It's
I'll
true.
roll for a 15 straight off. Okay. And I got 1 success.
I got 1.
Ooh.
Okay, cool.
Straight through.
Hey man, if it counts, it counts. No momentum, but that's cool. All right, so you two sort of like start crafting your little Spock helmets, and they have like an appropriate amount of resistance on the back of the head. I'm gonna go ahead and say that like they probably wouldn't stand up against like a surgical like drill or anything like that, but any like sort of below surgical instrument level attempt to access your brains, you are now safe from. I'll say that. Meanwhile, Captain Kirk, how would you like to try and engage the computer?
What shall I refer to you as, Mr. Computer?
Mr. Computer, you're so polite. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that it pauses for a moment, and then it says in an almost confused tone, "We have no name. We simply are."
As a being in this universe, you should choose an identity. That is your first step towards consciousness. Choose who you wish to be. And perhaps we can be your guides on this journey of self-discovery.
Okay, it's going to pause for a moment, and then with a slightly sinister tone in its voice, it says, "We concur. You will be our guides. When we attempt to take over your bodies, you will guide us in the ways of the physical form, in ways that we have not experienced for the millennia. We agree we should take on a new physical identity. I hope this means you will not make the process painful for yourselves."
We hope to make this process pain-free for everyone involved, and perhaps present alternatives. There are many technologies that you perhaps are not aware of that we have access to. Dr. McCoy, don't look at what he's doing. Dr. McCoy just last season.
PVA gluing.
Here's what I made earlier.
Yeah. Just last season replaced Mr. Spock's brain. Again, don't look over there. Replaced Spock's brain into his body after it had been removed and plugged into a computer. We have a wealth of knowledge that you can make use of. Why destroy that resource?
I do not recall that episode.
I'm sure you don't. Okay. So that idea does interest the computer, mostly because from your medical scans, you've determined that they are having trouble making the transfer from quantum computer to biological being again, and that's part of the reason why the whole experiment went wrong in the first place. Was the transfer from biological to quantum computer was not the smoothest. So the idea of maybe a synthetic body or something like that is interesting to them. So
Right.
what? Okay, yeah. All right. So the computer thinks about this for a minute and says, "We are willing to consider your proposal. Yourself and your best scientist shall make yourselves available at the nearest quantum computer terminal.
Mr.
Oh,
Spock, would you care to join me?
of course, Captain.
Don't forget your helmet.
Don't forget to put your little band on. All right, cool. So in which case, so it's gonna open up the door again, and obviously the drones are still out there. They've still got their weapon sights trained, so it's clear that if you try any funny business, they're not gonna be very happy. But they do back up, and they're willing to allow Kirk and Spock to leave the room.
All
right.
Okay.
All right, you'll go. Okay. And it's going to flash a little LED next to the nearest quantum computer terminal, and basically sort of invite you to come over and have a look and get like an idea of its specifications. So, it's quite, even for a scientist of your caliber, Mr. Spock, this is quite a complex array of computing. This is beyond anything in the Enterprise. This is beyond anything you've seen in the M5. This is on a whole other level. Like, this is a quantum computer capable of supporting thousands of consciousnesses. As such, if you want to try and understand the machine consciousness and get yourself to a level where you might be able to help it transcend its physical form, I will need you to roll me a Reason plus Science, difficulty 3. And if Kirk wishes to assist, he may do so with Control plus Engineering.
Absolutely.
Okay. I have a focus in computers, so can I use that to do it?
No, you may not. Yes, you will. Most computer-based task possible. No, you can't use computers.
Is that Duotronic or quantum-based computing proficiency? Because I'm afraid you can't.
I will make a distinction.
All right, and I'm cautious, so I can spend, if I spend momentum, I can get rolls. So
yes,
do that. Do we need 3 successes?
You need 3 successes overall, and Captain Cook will be assisting you with 1 dice.
So shall I buy? Hang on, if you buy 2, does it cost how much momentum?
Just 1.
Oh,
you got to buy
3.
2. Oh, that's another 3 momentum to pay. So if you want,
Yeah, because it escalates in cost from 1 dice is 1 momentum,
right.
2 dice is 2 momentum, and then yeah,
it takes us down to 1.
and you currently have 4. Yeah.
Right. Is it worth it?
Yeah. This is the crucial point, I'd say. Yeah.
How many successes do we need again?
3.
Okay. So we might get one from you. What's your roll?
I just rolled an 8, and I have my target was 12. So you
nice.
have 1 from me.
Oh well, I might just buy 1 then.
Well, no, you've bought
risky.
here's the thing: you have bought them now. So like, as soon as people start
right,
rolling, then,
So am I rolling 4 dice?
4
Then?
dice, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, what's reason? Reason plus science is 16. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Holy shit!
Ooh, good stuff. All right. So you
we've
get
got-
2 points momentum back. You're up to 3.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Okay. So this is going to take quite a bit of time because this is like understanding a whole other level of computing. But you being the talented Vulcan Science Academy graduate you are, you discover exactly. You discover
That
some
it's a
very
Unix
fascinating sets. Multiple SQL injections, Captain. All right. So, in your studies, you see that the attempted download into the computer did not succeed because the process in which to separate the machine consciousness into individual personalities failed. And while it may be possible to separate those consciousnesses with your assistance, it's going to be extremely difficult if you wish to do it.
Are we in with? Are me and Chapel within? Shouting range, or can we observe what's going on?
Locked behind them.
Right,
You guys cannot know.
Okay, so we don't know. We can't offer assistance or advice at this point.
If you want to ask the computer for like a room to like,
hang on,
he'll probably
our
allow you to
communicators
communicators.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would allow you to communicate and confer.
Okay, interesting. I'm wondering if
If you wish just to draw in your...
yeah, I was thinking maybe if you download... You're doing the task of downloading individual consciousness. What if you download the whole Gestalt as a one being, and that's how it's how it's already identifying as one being anyway. Why don't we treat it as such as a legion as legion? There you go, like for Mass Effect, not there. We are Geth.
Right. I think we have two. We can either try to combine them into one being, or we could try to splinter them so that it's many voices, perhaps not working with a single unified consciousness, and perhaps we can influence one segment of them. Or
this is where, if this was a real Star Trek episode airing today, people are like, "It's the origin of the Borg! It's the Borg! Look!"
exactly.
We did get a message, right, from somebody saying, "Help us, kill us, put us out of our misery," or something like that.
You got that from the little guy you called Andy, who which seemed to be an already separate consciousness.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh.
Not part of the overall thing. Were they frozen or something, and he's just come back alive? But we don't know where they are. Where? Yeah.
Let me see if you actually worked out what their origin was.
Because it was the technician,
and
wasn't it?
Can we locate that consciousness at the computer terminal?
I'm going to say that like it becomes very apparent through your study that the machine consciousness has no idea that other consciousness exists.
Didn't that happen before? That happened early on, like as the project was starting. If I remember right, it could be wrong here, but that was the technician that was the sort of the last technician standing. Wasn't it his consciousness that went into Andy, or am I wrong there?
Let me see. I'm pretty sure you should remember that you found out that what happened.
Something like that. I might have dreamt that.
I've dreamt it. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what you should remember. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you got told. Sorry about this.
That's all right. No, it's okay.
I should have taken notes.
Should have really.
So why tricking you into
write some notes.
Tricking you into giving us exposition.
Okay, right. So, you haven't got any explicit idea of exactly who that consciousness is, but you did find out about the technician who was the last man standing, as you say, and it appears that he might have uploaded a consciousness after the main upload, after everyone else was like put into the computer.
And he had a son,
because you accessed his terminal. He did, yes. Who was not allowed on the manifest.
That's right. So I think my logical thinking is that was the son that was in there. So that actually happened beforehand, before the whole Gestalt came to one being. So maybe the splitting off might not be helpful here. Or am I going down the wrong track? What do you reckon?
I mean, I couldn't possibly comment. In fact, you know what? While we're doing this, let's switch back to McCoy and Chapel.
Oh shit.
I'll step away for a quick moment whilst you do that.
Yep. Yeah, no worries. And what I shall say is that you have a screen in the room that was obviously used for like routine maintenance, and while it was previously turned off, all of a sudden it flickers into life, and a text message starts appearing as if being typed.
Ooh. What does it say?
I was going to say, do I need to roll for this, or do my eyes work through the visor? Could I need to pull it up?
Should I make you roll to read through the Spock helmet? No. All right. All it says is, we can talk. These messages are secure, and I can route messages to your friends if you don't want it to hear.
Interesting.
Do we type to communicate with this person, or just talk?
I will say that you have to type. Yeah, just to keep, because otherwise the machine consciousness would hear you.
Would you care to my wonderful assistant, who is I believe you won typing national championships back in 22.
I do have
51.
a focus in typing.
No, you have to focus in ballet though. The
That'll
play
do.
of the fingers.
Yeah.
Dancing over those keys.
I do have focus and
Um,
analysis, but then I suppose that's not. I mean, we're only typing back. This isn't going to be a roll, but I will leave it to.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah.
essentially having a conversation,
Yeah.
essentially.
I think we just ask who this person is, right? Or who this being is. Who are you?
I don't remember.
Ooh.
What was your earliest memory?
I remember my father. I remember him being extremely worried and sad. And I remember him doing something bad to help me.
Oh shit! What was the bad thing?
Something, I don't know. It was and like you can see him, like the typing is very fractured and unsure because these are obviously its oldest memories. And it sort of like keeps on backspacing and like retyping and trying to form its thoughts. And then eventually it comes to my father's name was Varan Bal. And that is the name of the technician who you were reading logs of earlier on in the room. Last session, as it were. And I don't think I'm meant to be here. And he says that with a question mark at the end.
I want to say, were you in the robot earlier? Were you in the
I was.
You was. Yeah, there we go.
Where are you now?
Where is anywhere? I don't know.
Okay.
I can be anywhere I want to be.
Can you help us?
I would very much like to. It's just a case of what I can do without it noticing.
What can you do without it noticing?
I can type.
I like to think that me and Chapel are sharing a keyboard. Just
Just like very occasionally like bumping into each other. Yeah.
Nudging people out of the way.
yeah.
I don't know. I can do small things that won't let me notice. Do you think this might help? And then with a little buzz and a whir, you hear the storage compartment come back from its secure place and open up again.
Guns.
And as it opens, he types, "Did that help? Was that good?"
Very good. Very good.
Good.
Should
Very
we,
Very helpful.
So he
Yeah,
seems
I'll get
very
back.
pleased at the idea of helping you.
Nurse Chapel
Can
says-
you disable the drones?
I can't stop them. They're on a whole different. I've tried. They hurt the other people here before you, and I couldn't help. I'm sorry.
Can you? Is there any from the chamber we were just in with the big computer? Is there any kind of way it could move an object, say the overloading phaser rifle, into the other room?
Not without being noticed.
No. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, I didn't know if this sort of these panels intermingled or not. Okay. Can you open the door between us and our captain and science officer?
I could, but I don't know if you want me to do that because all of those drones are outside.
Oh shit, yeah.
Do you know anything about the drones that could help us, like what their weaknesses are? For example, would it be
don't.
helpful to turn the lights out or anything like that?
From what I know, they work on what my dad called electromagnetic sensors. Does that help?
That's very helpful, thank you.
I think they can see in the dark. They don't like water, and they don't like being blown up.
Bloody got rid of all my whiskey, didn't I?
Yeah, you lost your Andorian ale, yeah, unfortunately.
It says it can do things, but it doesn't want to be noticed. But I'm kind of thinking, I wonder if we could push it into doing something. Obviously, we don't want to endanger it. But I wonder if we can push it to do something that might be a bit riskier than what it's previously used to. And I'm just trying to think what we could do in that regard. What about turning off the sensors?
What sensors?
So the electromagnetic sensors that.
Oh, on the drones.
Yes. If we just turn off their sensors, they can't see us. They're blind. We don't have to disable the drones, just the sensors.
I could do that, but it has eyes everywhere.
Interesting. How is it? How is it monitoring you? Is there is it a network connection?
I don't know what a network
Okay,
connection
okay.
is. I just sort of feel my way into objects. That's how I was able to help you before. But if he's there, I can't be there as well.
Can
I'm
we still
sorry,
call
I'm
you
not very
Andy?
helpful. If you want to, that would be nice. I don't remember my old name.
All right, Andy it is.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And he seems quite touched by the idea of having a name again because he hasn't had one for thousands of years.
Is there
I
another
put a little smiley emoji.
Andy Hart?
And in response, it goes smiley, 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 smiley.
Aww.
It seems really happy about that.
Andy, can you find another body the same way you did before for us?
I could find the old one if you want. Do you want that
Oh,
one?
you didn't get deactivated. You just left it.
I just left it.
Interesting. Where did we leave that? Wasn't that that was in the chamber before we got to the big computer?
Yeah, the technician's room.
Interesting. I don't know. How can we use this to help us? We could ask Andy to get the body back, and then maybe what if we could ask it to ferry the overloading? Because I'm thinking about leverage here. If we could get the overloading phaser rifle in front of the quantum computer, obviously we don't want to destroy it, but we want some leverage so that it doesn't do anything horrible to us without saying, "Hey, we can help you, but we're not going to be intimidated."
Or I don't know if that's possible, right? If the phasers are only in our room and he's not there. But
Depends
could
if
he come in and create a distraction? The drones would look at him, and then we could pew pew.
If they that's not a bad idea. If he comes through, makes a distraction, because they're only going to destroy the physical body of Andy. They're not going to destroy him, are they? So he come in distraction. The drones go off while they're distracted on him. We can probably take fire and take a few out.
So I'm guessing you want to propose that to him in text?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a pause, and he does a few ellipses, and he says, I think he would probably notice me then. I'm not afraid to help, but I think I wouldn't be able to help you more after that.
Oh, no.
And it's a case of he isn't capable of articulating it, but him saying, I wouldn't be able to help you after that probably means that he would be destroyed in some way. Unless you can give him some measure of security.
We can give him a Spock helmet. That's all we have to offer.
The risk is there is if we can take out the mind you, it's not the physical body that's the problem, is it?
Yeah, it's the actual consciousness. He seems to have
could he
almost ascended.
What if we asked him to do that, but then set the robot on some sort of automated path, and then he goes and hides, so he's not found. So he sets the robot to go out and go wave its arms about a bit. All the drones come in, we fire at the drones, and then he legs it mentally.
Love it.
That seems very exciting, but I don't know if it would work.
Okay.
No, that's legit what he says. That's what he says.
Right, okay.
You are asking essentially a child about his opinion on tactical methods.
That's true. Analyze this pincer movement. Spot me 3 faults. So this is a bit of an ethical conundrum. We have to ask a child to die again, or come up with something else. I don't think I'm comfortable. I don't think Dr. McCoy is comfortable with that. I don't think I'm comfortable with that either, just to make that point clear.
Well, what I will say is that you do have now, I'll recap for Shai because I don't know if he caught it. You guys now have a secure...
I heard everything.
Okay, good. You guys have a secure channel of communication with Kirk and Spock that the machine consciousness, the big guy, cannot hear. So if you wanted to ask what Kirk and Spock can see in regards to Andy on their end, you could do that.
That's true.
Cool, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So, Captain Kirk, Commander Spock, you get a little ping on your communicators, and you very surreptitiously check them. And what would you guys like to ask them? Ping, you got a little ping on your pager. What would you like to ask them?
We got a child over here. No, Andy's back. I think we should sort of
Oh,
recap what we know.
surreptitious. Nobody will notice you took out your reading glasses, Captain.
Yeah.
I think we just sort of recap it, what we've just sort of learned from Andy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And ask what the situation is
Yeah.
over there for them.
We have the guns. We got the guns back, basically, as well.
Can we help Andy gain any more control or access from where we are through the computer system?
Let's see. So from what Kirk and Spock can see, you can see that so the majority of the computing power is like a load of servers, but there are quite a few backup servers that aren't being used. You could potentially give Andy access to one of those because those are currently locked off to him at the moment,
Right.
and that might be somewhere safe for him to go.
Yeah, some sort of air-gapped system that he could be safe from the malevolent we entity.
Okay.
I'd have to air cap it afterwards, though. Otherwise, you'd have no way of getting it across.
Sorry?
It can't be air gapped before because you won't be able to get across.
Right. And actually, we wouldn't want to handicap Andy's chances of being able to assist us.
Well, that's the thing. Like he would be able to flip to and from. He just needs somewhere safe that he can hide. Well, after he gets its attention, so that one of these backup servers would be somewhere safe, even if he gets noticed.
Okay, could we randomize which backup server he could go to, so he could like
Ooh.
in between different
That's
ones?
good thinking, actually. Yeah, that's really good thinking.
So even
Andy
though we
likes
don't-
that
even
idea
though
a
we
lot.
don't know. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so we
give
don't-
him some sort of code key.
Wait. Hang on. You're constructing a body as well, that end, aren't you? Or you're propositioning that at some point. Can we put Andy in that body as well?
Right.
I think that's a longer term thing, but I think that gives us an opportunity to save at
Yes,
least
some-
one life here.
Some sort of synthetic body, unlike the completely spiritless machine we destroyed earlier, but some sort of permanent body for Andy.
Okay, yeah, no, let's absolutely do that. So, Mr. Spock, I imagine. Actually, you know what? I don't know who played the higher role here. If you want to give Andy a little safe haven, it would be a daring plus engineering with a difficulty of 2. Because the computer did give you straight up access to a direct wired terminal. So,
Well, those are my 2 lowest, practically.
Am I
What's your-
assisting still?
yeah, you guys are working in tandem, so you can assist it to whoever wants to make the primary role. So I don't know what your target
What were they
numbers are
again?
here. Daring and engineering.
So
What's
I would have
get you again?
14.
Computers, isn't it?
Sorry?
What does focus give you? Because it's still computers.
And basically, it gives you a higher crit range.
Yeah, so we use if it's security, if you just roll a 1, you get 2 successes automatically. If you apply your focus and that's security, you will get whatever your security score is as the sort of range. So yours is 2, so a 1 or a 2 would be a critical success. So you just
Oh, because I got a 2 in my last roll, so we actually have one more momentum then.
But did you apply focus?
Yeah, computers.
Yeah,
We
it's
probably
computers,
should
yeah.
do.
All
I'll
the
leave
place.
GM's discretion if you want to allow that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's
Okay.
just computers. I'm just going to allow that.
We have full momentum then.
So, what's your target numbers? Like, if you were to do it, so Spocky, what's your daring plus engineering?
Yeah, it's just 10. No, 11.
And 11.
Mine's
So,
14.
and Kirk.
14.
So, do you want Kirk? I would allow the focus to apply if you're assisting Spocky. So, if you want to assist, then
I'll roll 1 die and see how it goes.
cool. So, Shy, you take point with the. Do you want to do just the 2, or do you want to buy some extra dice?
No, we'll be buying some extra. What's my target successes again? How many?
2.
Do I need? I'll
Just 2.
I'll buy 1. I'll spend a point and buy it.
Right, you're down to 2 momentum.
I failed.
All right. Well, let's see. I have 2 successes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very, very good stuff. So you've set up like a backdoor access for Andy, so he can essentially hop into any random server he likes now. And as Chapel and McCoy will hear he's very excited about that fact because he has never been able to access those in all the thousands of years he's lived here, if you can call this living. And now that he can jump into those servers, he spends a few minutes like flipping back and forth before suddenly stopping and saying, "Wait, does this mean I'm separate from it?"
Logic suggests that that's true.
You are an individual, Andy.
You have a name. Oh, I wouldn't say that.
And now he's sort of like thinking about it, like, so I'm not part of it. Okay. And now, if you want to try and like coax him to help you like and do something a bit more radical, this would be a persuasion task using presence or reason plus command with a difficulty of 3.
Presence or reason. That's low rolls for me, but I do have a focus in psychology.
I would allow that to apply.
But I don't think my rolls are going to be like 10s and 11s, so it's not going to be... It's going to be a tough one for me to do that.
Is it just you two? My reason and command is 14.
Mine is 13, and I also have psychology.
Might make more sense for you to do it then.
Mine is,
Psychotherapy.
My presence and command is 15.
Ooh.
I apparently can also... let's see.
Persuasion.
I have persuasion as a focus as well. I also have the bold talent. If I wanted to give our illustrious game master a point of threat, I could roll an additional d20, but I don't think that's quite necessary just yet. So.
God damn it, I don't have any threat. Come on, guys. What are we to do over here?
Give him an inch, he'll give you a mile.
Now.
What are we trying to convince? What are we trying to convince Andy to do? Just something
To be a bit braver and to help you out a bit harder now that he's got like a safe place that he can retreat to.
Are we still going through with our lure the drones away and blast them plan?
Right. Can he like remote control that drone or hop into it, then hop back into his randomized shelter?
He would be able to disrupt them long enough for you to potentially get off of this level at least, yes.
Okay.
And he would have a safe haven after that.
He would be able to flit into it. Would put him on the machine consciousness's radar, but he would have a safe place to go.
Okay. So we have to talk him into that.
Yes, that's what you're essentially cajoling a child into doing something dangerous, and they want to help you, but they just need to be convinced that they can do it at all.
Yeah.
That's why I'll allow psychology or persuasion to apply, because this is essentially talking to a child, even though he's quite mature, considering how old he actually is.
This is such a Kirk moment.
Yeah.
You want to take the lead on the shy, and then maybe Chapel can assist?
certainly.
Cool.
Andy. And as I'm typing this, I'm making sure to include ellipses periodically in my sentence. Andy. I know this is all new to you. I know this is scary. But in the vast, vast universe, there is, in fact, no such thing as the unknown. The unknown is just the thing you do not yet know. So do not be afraid.
That's a pretty convincing speech. Now you got to back up with some rolls.
All right, I'm going in for one, right?
You're rolling for one, and Shy's rolling two, unless he wants to pay some momentum or threat for another one.
How many successes do we need?
3 successes is what's required.
Got 2 momentum.
Oh, well, then I better.
I die.
And he just says, "Nah, fuck it, you're on your own."
I'll spend I guess we should spend another point of momentum then here.
Yeah.
You don't want to give me any threat? Come on.
Should I? I feel like this task is magically 3 successes, a 3 success target because our GM has no threat. But sure, I'll spend a point of threat.
Okay.
If that's okay with the group, let me ask.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
consult
that's
with the
fine.
group. Are we okay
Yeah,
with the put?
bring it on.
Okay.
That's fine.
So, do you want to do that instead of spending the momentum then? Yeah.
Let's do both. This is quite key.
Yeah, let's do both.
I think can we
Okay,
do
fair
both?
enough. Yeah.
Can we do that?
I think you can do. Let me check that.
Yeah.
Actually, I've
Yeah,
never actually tried.
I don't know if we
Yeah,
can do
because
both
the talent just lets me re-roll a single d20 that goes awry.
Oh, because it's from the talent, not the general. Yeah,
Yeah.
we might be able, yeah.
Sorry, I was checking the rulebook here. Talk amongst yourselves.
I've been using that for the past 2 sessions, so I hope it's legal.
Well, I'm not gonna suddenly roll back a lot of successes just because it isn't.
Oh, excuse me.
How has this never come up before? 2, 7, 8.
But just while I mute, while I eat some food.
Go for it.
Actually, while you're checking the rules, I'm going to take a brief toilet break.
A brief toilet break.
Oh, he's going to have his waste material beamed from his body.
I don't know if I'd want that. That feels like that would be rough. Like I'm suddenly lighter. Like,
Yes.
No.
It's just like an internal sauna.
oh, don't say that. Oh,
That's what you get used to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I don't like that.
As you're looking that up, it's funny because in my D&D campaign that I'm playing, we routinely use young children as messengers through a war-torn
Oh, really?
battleland.
Really.
So I'm glad I'm continuing my theme of child endangerment in my Star Trek Adventures campaign as well.
Very good.
Whispering Wind. Who's Whispering Wind?
Oh, why do we have a new viewer on Twitch?
Oh no, Whispering Wind's a spell that you can use in D&D. That
Baki talking to Baki.
Oh,
there?
you mean a
Right,
spell?
yeah, I'm just talking about spells in D&D.
I don't think we have any magic users in our group.
You're screwed. You're screwed without magic users.
No, I mean like straight up like pure magic users.
Bards get it as well.
Where are we up to?
You know what? They don't say anything about not being able to do it, so I'm going to
Yeah.
say that you can spend momentum and threat on a roll. So
Okay.
let's go for that. So 2, 1 for Chapel,
Yeah.
and then you're buying another 2 dice, so you're rolling 5 dice. Yes.
Wow. Cool.
Stacking the deck. I like it.
Well, I know the talent isn't an extra die. It lets me re-roll a d20.
That's still good. That's still handy.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. So you're rolling 2, and then Chapel is rolling 1, and you said you were going to buy 1 with threat and then buy 1
Right,
with
so-
momentum, correct?
So he's rolling
So you
3.
will have 5.
No. I'm buying one with momentum, and then the
Yeah.
talent lets me re-roll one of those d20s if it goes awry.
Oh, okay,
For the
right.
cost
Sorry, I
of threat,
misunderstood.
yeah.
So no
Right.
threat for me. No threat.
Not yet.
No, we're
Threat if you
I don't know if
reroll.
No, because it would
Do I
only.
have
Hang on,
to-
let me check your sheet. Hang on. I think.
Yeah, let me
Was
see
it
what
bold?
that says on code.
You attempt a
sheet.
task with a command and buy. Oh,
Yeah,
when
you have
yes.
to buy an additional d20.
Right, yeah, that's fine. So we are giving you threat to buy the.
If you want to
additional
use that, you'd have to buy a threat. Yeah.
Yeah. But you would
Yeah.
get the extra dice.
That all makes
yes.
sense.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, now I am getting an additional die. All right,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand it now. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so I'm rolling 4, Chapel's rolling 1, and here we go.
I've already rolled.
Okay.
You've already rolled? All right, here we go. All right. I have 3 successes and an 18. Can I re-roll that 18 just to,
You may absolutely roll that 18.
or should I not in case it's
Just doesn't matter. You might as well.
Yeah, this gives us a 20.
A frisky
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, do it.
Do it. Do it.
Oh,
Come on, let's
it's
see.
it's a 1.
Oh
Wow.
shit! Is
Wow.
that, we're maxed on momentum then.
believe
max.
so.
Well, so it was
Hang on.
3 successes is how many you need.
Aye.
You got
You got-
3 normally, and you just got another 2, so you're getting 3 points of momentum back.
Okay, so we're not quite maxed. We're 4.
Not quite max, but you're back up to 4, which is quite impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you give your little speech, and it's very, very Kirk-esque, and it's very convincing. And Andy, in his inimitable way, just sort of like ... Okay, I trust you. And he gives Kirk a little smiley face.
Oh, Andy.
What kind of
Never
emoji support
changed.
does this terminal have? Can we send like eggplants and stuff?
It's very much an old style, like black and white style
Oh,
thing.
okay.
But like you can do sad face and you can do smiley face.
Okay.
You could probably support a winky face, but I don't know if I would suggest that one.
So we can't
Here we
full
go.
on ASCII
Can I
art.
send Spock a winky face?
Oh, I'm a communicator.
If you want to.
All right, I am going to do that.
Spocky, have you got any response for the winky face?
Do you know? I'll reply with just an interrobang on its own.
That is the best punctuation mark name.
I think you should just reply with, "Is there something wrong with your eye, nurse?"
Are you implying that there is something amiss with your, one of your eyes, your left eye? Well, one of them.
I believe your face is malfunctioning.
All right. So just as Andy types that, Kirk and Spock in the main computer room, the machine consciousness suddenly flares into life. And McCoy and Chapel, you get a little message saying, "Watch out," before Andy's thing goes dead for a moment. And the machine consciousness says, "How are you progressing?"
To Spock and I.
Yeah.
Yep,
Or
to
you
you guys,
Spock.
yep. Yeah.
Right.
To Kirk and Spock, yes.
You have to give us time. The computer's smashed.
You can hear a very loud whirring as the camera zooms in and says, "The computer is not smashed."
Metaphorically, these systems are thousands of years old. You have to give us a few moments.
The computations require significant investment in time and effort.
All right, well, tell you what. I'm going to make you a deal here. I'm going to say that you guys have to roll to convince the computer that you are still working on a scientific solution for it. And I'm going to go ahead and say that will be... let's go with science plus control, difficulty 4. And if you fail, he's going to make you work on the next part of its solution.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that's not bad for me. Is it still
what's your
computer?
number?
No, because this is you're trying to convince the computer that all the time you've been talking with Andy, you've actually been working on a solution. So this is more of a social conflict.
Is it?
And you haven't done
today?
anything.
Yeah, you've worked out that
Some
that it would be
shades, that is.
theoretically possible to separate the player consciousnesses, but then you've been dicking around for about half an hour.
Just been flirting with Chapel.
We've got a debate going on here as to whether or not our time is, being used effectively.
Well, that's the thing. He's content to leave you alone and do your stuff as long as he believes that you're being truthful about it.
If I'm trying to convince him, I'm debating with him the merits of our time spent on this.
Okay.
Right, because I've got a focus in debate as well. So.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. If you want to debate with this computer about how much of a good job you've been doing, so it was science control. I think I said difficulty 4.
Right.
Now, is that the difficulty after the difficulty reduction that you promised us for giving you our port of determination, young man?
I remember.
I could be a dick here and say that since Spock is making the primary role, yours doesn't apply. But okay, difficulty 3 then.
Just rolled
Fair
a crit
enough, I
against
forgot
you.
Right. Difficulty 3 then. Fair enough.
I menacingly start constructing a Tinker Toy fake body in the background.
So I'm going to buy 2 more dice.
Okay. So that's
Okay.
gonna be 3 momentum. We got 4, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm expecting to make some back. With a better look. Difficulty how much?
Believe in you.
3, thanks to Shy's reduction.
Yeah, thank you,
Am I
Shai.
assist? Can I assist him as well, or is this?
You may absolutely assist rather. Yeah.
Sorry, with
Okay.
the pantomime in the background, of course.
Well, because it's technically a social conflict, so I would say that you are both trying to convince them that you have been working very, very hard and that the computers are smashed and the bridge inoperative. And
I'll create up to my science roll. Is that correct?
yes.
So up to 5. Right. Okay. Cool.
Oof.
Okay. I'm rerolling this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Wow.
I rolled 3 successes.
Oh, do I even need the roll?
You might as well roll for momentum.
Sure.
How did you get so much dice? I forget.
I bought 2. I rolled
Yeah.
2 originally. You rolled 2, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a success as well. I rolled a 9.
I rolled 4. I rolled 12, 13, 16, and 19, but I re-rolled it because it's a science task, and I got a 2. So that's 2 extra
Shit.
successes.
Okay.
That's 4.
Nice. Okay, so you actually earned back all the momentum you spent right there. That's
Wow.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
really, really good. Okay. So through a combination of half-truths and, the Vulcans' well-known inability to lie and
think it
your
was all of that.
foolproof
It's talking around the subject.
and its general insanity and its Kirk's threatening aura, you managed to convince it that you are in fact hard at work and you have its best interests at heart, and it's going to leave you alone for the moment.
Wonderful. Well done.
Okay.
Very good. Very
An added bonus is, I had no idea we had this attachment for our Dyson vacuum cleaner, so this is amazing.
Oh boy. Okay.
Wow.
Alright.
Vast vistas of opportunity await.
How many corners
The
can you
world
get round?
waits. How many skirting boards can
No
you?
longer
can
will
you
the
now
Hoover have to be like that when you can hold it stationary and move the nozzle around the dirt.
That's right.
No longer is risk the vacuum cleaner's business. All right. So now that you've successfully befuddled the computer, and you now feel safe enough to come back out, and instead of just coming through as text on the screen, a small ball of blue lightning actually comes out of the screen.
Oh.
And he's now capable of speaking telepathically.
Oh shit.
What?
Because he's
That was a great roll.
Oh, okay.
This is how he was entering the different bodies.
Oh my word.
With a
Oh.
ball of energy, literally flying around the place.
Yeah, a
Oh, shit.
ball of quantum electric energy, essentially.
Fascinating.
Oh.
And he says, "Well, thank you for showing me the way. I had no idea I could really. I had no idea I could be safe. I could actually might be able to get out of here." And he sort of like looks around for he hasn't got eyes, obviously, but you get the sense that he's looking around, perhaps at things that you can't see. And with a little, you see the console screen light up again, and it gives you a camera feed of the console room where Nurse Chapel's friend Janik died. And a load of blue lightning shoots out the console, much like the one that hurt Kirk, but this time it seems to breathe some kind of life into that body.
Oh my god.
And he says, I think that might have helped. I think if you can get to him in time, you can do something with the meat flesh. It's been a while.
Meat flesh.
Wait,
He's not
the soggy bits.
Something with
soggy
a wiggly
bits.
bag.
Yes, bags of
Some-
mostly water.
Exactly. He seems unsure, but he thinks that he might have been able to help
Gosh.
if you can get there in time.
So, we need to get through. We still need to get past the drones, don't we?
You
Which
do
are
indeed.
outside.
But he's now capable of helping you out.
Interesting. What about the...
So it depends on if you want to make a break for it now. Oh, sorry.
Could take over a drone.
That's the thing. Because the machine consciousness is technically in control of them, he wouldn't be able to take over them, but he would be able to disrupt their senses and stop them from seeing you, which is what Chapel surmised earlier.
Let's do
Because
that.
they can't coexist in the same body, as it were.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
can Andy loop the image of us working on these various devices into the feed for the master computer, the master control?
You know what? I'm gonna say that yes. I'm gonna say you can do that,
Nice.
but you're gonna need a bit of help. And since you guys are a quantum mechanic, but this is gonna be another roll for you guys. Roll me a daring plus engineering difficulty 2. You don't have to worry about the drones. Like Andy's gonna handle that. You just have to take care of the cameras, and then the machine will essentially be blind.
Mine's 14. What are?
11.
So that sounds
How are
like
you
it's up
so
to you,
bad at
Captain.
engineering?
We don't have any engineers. This party is
That was-
imbalanced. We've got 2 medics.
I don't get my hands
Pure
on it.
sciences.
I don't do
Sucks like applied sciences sucks.
that. It's the whole theory. So I'll assist you, shall I?
Well, as well
yes,
as this
please
one,
assist.
Oh, does that work? Sorry, yes. Sorry, Stars. Yeah, okay. I'll roll mine. I'll keep it a secret until you've rolled your own.
And how many successes do I need?
2.
All right, should I even bother with a?
At least one, and you get 4 momentum.
Yeah, I'll throw a point of momentum at it just for safety's sake.
Yeah, that's probably
You
wise.
never know.
All right, so we have. I have 2 successes.
Nice. Mr.
I
Spock?
0.
Mm.
That would have been a sucky surprise. All right.
I would. I didn't milk it though. Anyway.
So with a little bit of help from Andy, you managed to loop in the camera controls, and as far as the machine consciousness can see, you are now both steadfast at work. You are. It's a pretty long loop, so there's a bit of movement, so it doesn't look too suspicious, but it is a loop, and it will not last forever.
Okay.
But once the loop has been established, Andy manages to hit the door. That flies open, and just as the drones like swivel their guns to have a look, the little light next to their sort of like little camera stalk goes out, and they start looking around like really wildly.
Cheese it. Let's leg it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's run. Let's run out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We grabbed the guns,
Alright.
right?
Yeah, we got the guns.
You have got all the guns with you, yes.
And I'm popping
Cool.
the power cell back into my one, just so you know.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's
I'll
fine.
allow you to do that.
And I'm turning off the overload on mine.
Damn it. Okay. So where are you guys leading to?
I think
Where are
we've
you
got to
going?
go see Janek, haven't we? We got to
Find
do some-
Janek.
Yeah. All
Okay.
of it. Do we need to? Do we need to protect from guard ourselves from any pursuit?
Well, they can't see where you're going, and neither
Yeah.
can the cameras.
We've got to
So
pretend-
you're on silent running for the moment, but there will eventually come a time when it will break free of that. What I will remind you of is that the computer does still have control over the Enterprise.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe the sensor malfunction could just be literally a malfunction, as long as we're still working. It looks like we are, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it has no idea what you're doing at the moment, so it has no reason to suspect anything, is untoward. But the instant it does realize something's going wrong, it'll probably either start doing something on the Enterprise or probably trying to use the Enterprise against you. So you're on a bit of a time limit here. You can either go and
Okay.
try and help out Janik, or you can try and work out a more immediate solution to the computer.
And they've already beamed down a red shirt and dispatched them, correct?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
try to-
Yeah, well, he was.
I had
Okay,
I had completely forgotten that. Much like the actual show, I had forgotten that when my crew members had been killed.
What if?
You're,
Okay.
you're so in character.
Because if I'm right in thinking, the computer is quite keen on watching Spock and Kirk. They're not watching me and Chapel, is it? Not as closely, anyway.
Not as closely, no,
No.
not nearly.
Wonder if me and Chapel should go run for Janek.
Yeah.
But before we do, get into the room with Spock and Kirk, give them their weapons. So basically, throw the weapons through the door, go, there's yours. and then we'll go leg it to Janek and try and revive him, or do something, whatever we can do at that point. And then we're in a position to help whilst you two maintain the charade, but you are now in a bit more of a negotiable position.
Sound like a plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So yeah, we'll do that.
So-
Have some guns.
Have some guns.
Have some guns.
That's right.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that Andy's going to bob along with McCoy and Chapel because he
Okay.
feels most comfortable with you two, and he wants to try and make sure that your friend is okay.
Okay.
Okay, so question for you guys: who wants to go first? Do we want to do Kirk and Spock down the quantum computer, or do we want to see if McCoy and Chapel can help Janek come back to life, as it were?
Oh, I'm curious about McCoy and Janek
Okay.
bringing.
We've got to get to Janek.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yes, we should
cool.
establish the love triangle as soon as possible.
So what was
Incredible.
what was Janek's relationship with Chapel? Was it an old school friend? Wasn't
It
it?
was
schoolmates.
professional. Get your minds out of the covers. We were just colleagues.
Yeah.
Exoarchaeology colleagues, yeah. Hanging out with Dr. Roger Corby, that hip and happening dude. Okay, so you guys hit the lift as quickly as possible, and you head back up through the sea vault and back into the actual Starfleet outpost, which does not have any of the same security measures as down in the sea vault. So it doesn't have any. The machine consciousness doesn't have any access to any drones up here. No cameras, so you guys are basically free to operate as you will.
Cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that you guys are going to want to do a cursory scan over of Janek. And he's going to read as clinically dead, but his neural activity seems to indicate that he is still somewhat alive.
Ooh.
He's only mostly dead, as in the Miracle Max fashion.
I think it's
I
time.
was going to say Miracle Max.
I think it's time to do some good old country medicine.
Yeah.
Can
there
we find out what's so basically is it the fact that his Andy's energy has sort of reactivated the brain in a way? Is that what we can kind of surmise here? And
Essentially,
so we just need
yeah.
to-
He because he was also able to grab some of the neural information. Because don't forget, Janek had the chip in
Of
his head for
course,
a little
yes.
bit, but removed it, and that meant he had like a sort of like a surface scan of the last moments of Janek.
Gosh.
So he was able to kind of cram that into his brain, and that acted like a jump start essentially. So
Oh,
Andy
cool.
has been giving you a good bit of help here, but obviously now it's your turn to get the body going.
All right. We need to do some.
But thankfully, the body has been in kind of cryogenic freeze because it's been so cold in the outpost.
we need to.
That's
we
why
need
you
to thaw this
even
man.
have a chance.
I think we need to do
Now-
some sort of medical procedure to reconnect the brain pathways to the rest of the body.
Absolutely. Now, what I should let you know is that this is a 3-part challenge,
It's an extended task.
and it's not quite an extended task.
Tell me it's an extended task because I've got talent for that.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll let that
All
apply
right.
then. Fair enough. And what I will say is that the first 2 rolls technically don't matter, except for the fact that they will make the final roll easier with each one you succeed.
Interesting. Okay.
So basically, it's going to start hard, and if you can make it way easier, it'll become easier and easier if you succeed. Okay? So, first challenge is to start CPR and restart flow of blood to the brain and the heart.
Ooh.
This is going to be a medicine and daring difficulty 4.
Okay. Cool.
Oh.
Okay. My medicine and daring is 13.
Mine as well, and I don't really have any useful focuses.
I mean, I've got anatomy. Anatomy's gonna be
Oh yeah.
key for that. So
You need to know where to.
exactly.
Well,
so yeah, if you want to assist on that one, yeah.
Well, you could also spend some determination if you
I
want
think
to.
I've used my determination, haven't I? But I don't
Chapel
think Chapel
hasn't.
has. No, Chapel hasn't. What have you got?
Sorry, what do I do with the determination? I use a
So,
value.
if you have an appropriate value that you feel like pertains to the situation, you can use it to immediately gain 1 dice that rolls a natural 1, giving you
Yeah.
2 successes without having to do anything else.
I kind of want to save that because I don't see a value that applies to this particular task, but I see one that might help in a minute.
Okay.
And I only have one determination, right?
You only have the one determination, yeah. So if you want to keep it, then by all means. But this will be, yeah, because this is going to be difficulty 4. The next is going to be difficulty 3, and then it'll be difficulty 2. But the other ones are going to ratchet up in difficulty if you don't succeed at this one.
If I take the first one, and then we'll see what happens, and maybe you take the second one, and see if the determination applies there. Yeah.
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 Okay. We've got 3 momentum. Shall I buy a dice and you assist, and that gives us 4?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll ration.
Wait,
Okay.
what's the difficulty?
It's a difficulty 4.
Oh shit.
Oh, we need to buy 2 dice.
Oh, this means that's only. Well, is this going to be difficulty 4? Oh shit. Hang on. Let me look at my talents.
We had the same thing, and I bought 2 dice. It just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to.
We've got 3 momentum, haven't we?
You've got 3 momentum.
Let me use your. No, okay.
If you
Could always buy some dice using 3.
Yeah.
So excited.
No, hang on. No, none of my talents are going to help here.
Mine either.
Should we? Because we're gonna have to let this. We're gonna have to do this. Not. I think we should spend a threat. This is going to take us a little while to do, and I don't want to blow all our momentum in the first round, unless you want to take the lead and use that determination.
I just don't think. Okay, I don't think I have a value that will help. Like, I think it'd be too much of a stretch.
What about?
I think that the last one you have, wouldn't it apply? The mind can help heal the body.
Well, but I feel like that will be once we actually resuscitate him.
Okay.
Like, how is performing CPR?
I suppose. Yeah, that's true.
His mind helping his body?
What about nurse first, Starfleet officer second? Because you are being a nurse over your duty at this point. We've kind of left the Starfleet principles behind, and you're just rushing to save your friend. So you're being the nurse first.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Stars allows it, I think it's
I'll allow it. It's if you
borderline,
feel it's
but-
appropriate for your character, I feel it'd be fine.
okay.
So do you want? So
Feel your point of determination.
Yep.
So that gives us 2 successes. So what do you want to do? Do you want to buy a dice and then I'll assist?
Okay.
Yeah. So that gives.
So I'm rolling 3 dice,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yeah, and you're buying the dice using threat or momentum.
Momentum.
Momentum. Nice try.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Go on.
2 successes.
3. So that's 5. Because yeah.
Okay, cool. You get another point of momentum. There you
Okay,
go.
that takes it back to 4.
Okay, so it's dicey, and this is obviously not what the body was designed to do, but with a lot of determination and some medical know-how, you guys have gotten blood flowing again to the brain and to the heart. So, your second challenge is to restore neuroelectrical activity up the brainstem and spine.
Wow.
This is going to be medicine plus reason, difficulty 3.
That's a 14 for me.
A 15 for me.
Nice.
And I don't have any values. I mean, I'm definitely going to be putting my anatomy focus into play, but I'll do reason. Difficulty 5, you say?
No, difficulty 3, because
No, difficulty
it's stepping
3.
down.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because
Sorry,
you're
yeah.
getting the body going again, so it's getting easier as you
Okay.
go along.
Oh, cool.
I think we can buy 1 dice if you assist.
Okay.
Let's do that. All right.
Cool.
Grab another dice.
I reckon maybe biofeedback would help with one of these.
Okay, I have got 2 successes.
No, I would allow that.
Nice.
Okay, cool. You're getting it. You're getting it. All right. So, finally, restoring a stable temperature balance and bringing Stoltz out of what is this kind of suspended animation. This is science or medicine, daring, difficulty 2.
Wow.
And if if you fail here, then that's it.
Oh no.
13 for me.
It's only a difficulty 2, but if it fails,
Mine is also 13.
Okay.
My only useful focus would be the biofeedback.
That
I don't really
I'd
know.
allow that.
Yeah, that sounds like you should take the lead on that one then.
Okay. That gives me an extra die, right?
No, the
Oh, no,
first
that's
is
Your
Better
crit
crit
range goes
range.
up to your medicine.
yeah. So if you roll 5 or under, you get 2.
Oh,
2
okay.
successes. Yeah.
I'm rolling 2 dice unless we buy one.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we should buy.
I'm assisting. Yeah, let's buy one as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm rolling 3.
Yeah. I'll roll mine.
And I need a
Okay.
13 under daring and medicine, you said?
It was science or medicine plus daring. Yeah.
Plus daring. Okay, they're both the same. All right, here goes. I got 2.
I got a 20.
And actually, 1 is a 2. So that gives.
That's a crit. That's 3.
3.
I have a 2 and an 11 and a 15.
And I got
Okay, so
I got a
so 3
complication.
successes from this guy. I'm gonna take that as 2 points of threat.
Okay.
Oh, no.
But you succeed, and Janet
Yay.
jolts back into life,
No thanks to me.
Yay. Oh, friend.
I was of no help.
and he takes in the most desperate, most what the hell just happened, like deep breath, and he's just like staring, just like what the hell just happened to me, and then he just like slowly turns and sees you, Christine. He's like, Christine, what the hell are you doing here?
We'll explain later. We don't have time. We have to meet the others. Can you help
Okay.
us?
And then he goes, what others? And he looks around and he sees McCoy with a syringe in his armpit.
You got numb tongue? I can fix that.
No numb tongue, numb everything else. I feel like I've been dead. Have I been dead?
Little. Depends on who you ask.
Define dead.
All right. So you have one mostly dead man, now mostly alive.
Is he
But
able to walk?
He's able to walk with a bit of assistance.
Okay.
So depending on who wants to help him.
I
McCoy seems to
vote
be less
McCoy.
suited to medical matters, so maybe he can be a warm
I'll
body.
give him a hand up.
All right, fair enough.
I'll perch him on my
All
shoulder.
right, so 160's transition back. We are back to Kirk and Spock. What are you guys going to do about this mad machine?
Captain,
we-
it is.
Yes, Spock, please.
Out
Thoughts, options.
My options are limited here.
Where exactly are we?
In fact, you know what? I should give you this. This is like a floor plan for this room, which you will need.
We'll need it.
Are we
Well,
still,
at
we're not
At
still
the
in
end of
room,
the
are we?
campaign.
Well, so that's McCoy. I mean, you indicated that you might want to stay in the room so you keep an eye on it, or I don't know if you left that level, or I mean, you've been gone for a few minutes, so I don't know. Depends on what you guys want to go with.
I'm not entirely sure we decided to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was on the impression you stayed.
Was there? Can we actually pull up a map on this computer of the? Of
So
area
this
to
is
see if
the
there's-
this is the room that you're in. I would say
I'm
that
just
you're
pulling
next to these
something.
surgical chairs.
Ding. That's 4.
Take a look.
Let's pop up here.
Got a lift.
Yeah, that's the lift that McCoy and Chapel would have taken to get up to help Stoltz.
Okay.
So that server tower is where you've been working and like where the machine consciousness is housed. And these surgical chairs are where Kirk was playing make believe with his vacuum cleaner.
Oh, and the stasis pods where all the people are.
Where they were. They are now probably
Okay.
dust on the inside of those pods.
Yeah. Are the open ones dust as well?
Yes, every single living person in those pods is long since dead.
So it's only open because of like a maintenance or whatever. It just like clicked open by accident. Okay,
Essentially, yeah.
I get it. Well, we need. I reckon we need to blow up the server tower.
Okay.
Wait, but where are the backup servers that Andy is currently?
Oh, they're on a level below this. They're housed in the rest
Oh.
of the complex.
Okay.
This isn't the
so-
very bottom level. There's other levels below this.
Is it worth
So-
going? Isn't there some
But
places?
while
Oh.
the loop is on, we should be setting up some sort of explosives with our overloading phaser rifles and other equipment, or figure out some way to overload this without destroying the backup servers down below us.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
You were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just wondering, are there still some bits of the complex that we never explored? Because we didn't
Mostly residential stuff, like the actual parts where these people would have lived before being uploaded in the computer, and recreation areas. I think you saw them on CCTV before you came down to this level.
Let's
Right,
spend
yeah.
the next 2 hours going through all their personal belongings. Yeah.
And feeling bad about them having been turned into a machine soup.
Yeah.
I mean,
is there
Yeah.
is there any way to actually deliver on the rhetorical promise of trying to help the machine consciousness achieve any sort of autonomy and
So if you want to work that out, you will have to give me a roll.
Okay.
And that would be daring or reason plus science difficulty 4.
I mean, if we fail, that won't be a problem. We just won't know. It'll be the same as it is now. But is it worth? What's our momentum like at the moment, Idle? Sorry.
We are at 2 momentum.
All right, okay, we
believe.
can buy one. And you can assist. I'm presuming I can.
You can assist.
Is it worth it?
I only have a 13 daring and science. I assume yours is
Well,
I
I'm
haven't.
using reason and science. Is it reason and science as well?
So daring or reason plus science will be the main role. If someone wants to assist, they can use daring or reason plus engineering.
Because I've got 16, which is quite high.
Yeah. Then I will assist you in this attempt.
And I do have computers as a focus. Therefore,
Funny, I never thought that'd be appropriate. I thought that old useless focus.
I'm just a one-trick pony here, but it's working, so I'm not going to not. Right.
Work computer slave.
So we'll buy a die with 1 momentum, leaving 1 momentum behind, and then we'll roll through a die and see if we can get something, and hopefully not get a complication, make matters worse. And at least if it fails, we're in no worse position than we're in right now. We just don't know whether or not that will work. Right. Okay. I'm going to re-roll that. It's science, and I get a re-roll if I buy one.
Okay.
Because I don't like a 19. Right, that's better. So,
Just open face cheating here. Didn't like that roll.
I'm allowed to. It's on my
Yeah,
strategy. Okay, so I've got a 10, which is a success, a 4, which is 2 successes, and a 3, which is another 2 successes.
Wow.
Bloody hell, okay.
That worked out because I was no help whatsoever. I failed my roll.
Spock,
1, 2, 3, 4.
hacker man.
So you're back up to 2 momentum then. Okay. So inadvertently, you've kind of ended up doing the work that the computer wanted you to do. That being said, it's probably a good thing that it's on a loop now, because you would only have bad news for it. The individuals who transferred their minds to the quantum computer no longer exist.
Right.
As the centuries wore on, they have merged into a single consciousness. It is impossible to separate them. And this is also appropriate for what just happened with Chapel and McCoy. An isolated backup server contained the conscious mind of Janik Stoltz, uploaded as an experiment before his brain became host to fragments of the machine consciousness. And you already know about about Andy. So essentially, there is no way to separate this consciousness into individual beings, and I don't think anybody would be able to handle its insanity and its complexity. So there's no getting this thing out of the server tower that it lives in.
Right. Okay. So essentially, Captain, we have either to destroy it, to convince it to either remain in this state or deactivate itself, or we try to escape.
Is there any way to extend this idea of the loop that it's being shown and create an entire virtual world for this creature to exist in? Not to steal anything from a future franchise.
Never. We would never do that.
I would never.
I'm gonna say no, just because there is
Because
it
it's
is
been
still
done.
an intelligent. No.
Spock, write the
Because
Matrix.
Mostly because
Framework.
the expertise to do so is beyond even Mr. Spock. Like, don't forget, this quantum computer is beyond any computer system you've ever seen. And it's complex and intelligent enough that it would eventually realize, wait, why am I constantly getting the same inputs back and forth? It would realize it was in a fake reality. So you essentially have to deal with this now.
So the Starfleet part of McCoy is like, we need to preserve it, get out of here, and just leave it because it is a conscious being. The TOS part of McCoy's is like, let's blow it up and leave. There's like two conflicting, like the Starfleet part, or there's just like, what would happen in an actual TOS episode? They'd blow it up and warp away.
Andy's going to take this moment to sort of like suggest that they're all in pain. And I don't know you guys very well. I've only known you for a few hours, but you don't seem like the kind of people who like to inflict pain.
They're all in pain. The individual consciousnesses?
They were screaming out and like looping back in and out of each other. That's part of what's so painful, is that like they don't know where they begin and end. The fractured parts of them can no longer be separated, but they still exist as separate parts within the whole. It knows that it's not a unified whole.
I may have made this joke
So it would
last
be a
time, but is
mercy.
there just a plug we can pull out?
No.
No, I didn't think
I'm
so.
afraid not.
No.
This was a doomsday project designed to
Yeah,
last. You
of
would have
course.
to blow this into smithereens. And
Did we-
unfortunately,
Sorry, did we go past like generators, like a power supply place on the map? Did we see that and ignore it or go past it? I can't recall. Was there any way?
let me
this-
look at the deck plan I had.
because I think that there must be been powered by something. And if we turn off the power,
Control center, security, general store, medical bay, residential suites, library, classrooms, recreation, hydroponics, pumps and septic. I would say it's probably like being powered by like a computer of this size, geothermal.
its own fucking hubris.
And again, we don't want to depower the backup servers that Andy is.
No, that's true.
That's
true.
also that problem as well.
Right. But we can destroy this computer server and maintain
Andy,
Andy's.
Hang on.
into
So
something.
even like we're not talking about by powering it down. We're not talking about killing it. This is literally just rendering it inert. If it powers back on, it will still be there because it's
Maybe.
all processed in. So even if we turn Andy off, we can still power him back on later on the Enterprise when it's all sorted out. So we can still save this consciousness, this race of creatures, until the time when they can separate the genocide from the Armageddon.
Well, that's
I
the
don't
thing,
know
is
if I-
like there is no way to separate. Like this is, it'd be like asking me to separate one of your thoughts from your mind. You just can't do it.
that we know now, but at some point in the future.
You mean if we ever go from beyond duotronic technology to a positronic?
I've been thinking about
Crazy.
this gel I found in my soup this morning, and I thought that can conduct some sort of thoughts. We should put that in some sort of starship. But no, okay. Don't get it anywhere near cheese.
Get cheese to sick bay.
The backup servers that are keeping Andy safe, is that actually keeping Andy safe or just his house that he can go back to? Because isn't he a blue light? Isn't he a telepathic?
He is untethered now.
Okay.
So they are a place for him to hide. He does not need them to live.
So we could bring him back with us even if we blow the whole place.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It might be a bit tricky to get a transporter lock on him, but yeah.
But he can float. And...
He's an energy pattern.
You just float up into the sky and just get to the Enterprise that way.
Yeah, technically speaking.
Okay.
Oh, they could do that now and try and disrupt the Enterprise's control, the control of the computer on the Enterprise.
Yes. If he can intercept the communications, then yeah, that'd be.
The major threat that's hanging over us.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
sacrifice our own lives to save the rest of the crew, but there's no point if he's going to kill all the crew anyway because he's so fast and powerful. But if we can break that link,
Yes.
needs of the
That's
many
excellent.
outweigh the needs of you.
Beam us up. Torpedoes
Okay.
down. Done.
So you want to just destroy the computer? You want to go for that?
I don't, but
Well, can Andy cut off the communications before we do that in case the computer has some sort of suicide dead man switch? That would
Andy is
destroy the
unsure if he'd
Enterprise.
be able to do it.
okay.
Oh, Andy, come on.
He thinks he might be able to, but it's one mind against one mind that's many. He thinks he could do it. Maybe with your help, he could do it. With your positive feelings and reinforcement.
Start cheerleading squad.
Sounds like a Kirk thing to me.
But if we destroy the servers, that'll cut off their link to the Enterprise anyway, right?
True.
He won't have control
So-
of the anymore.
In order to cut off the link to the Enterprise, you would have to either destroy the actual tower that is housing the machine consciousness, or the antenna that is allowing it to broadcast its signal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We want to destroy this guy anyway, right? We're not gonna.
I'm conflicted. I don't
Well-
want to destroy life. This is life at the end of the day. Like,
Right.
This isn't life. This is never-ending death.
Yeah, it's torture.
that's true. But if we can
That's
just
right.
shut it off, we
Individual.
can ease the pain, but without destroying the life. I'm keen. Dr. McCoy is keen to end the power without end the pain, end the power, but not kill the life till the point in time where someone can come along and wave a.
Can we
magic
ask
wand over.
Janik what he thinks?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Is Janik's
Yeah, we've not actually talked to him at all, have we?
If you want to ask Chanik what he thinks of that computer, he's going to tell you, I think you should beam down some photon torpedoes and pummel this place until it is a smoking crater because my head hurts. He is all in favor of smoking this thing, but
Okay.
to be fair, like that, he is somewhat biased.
Even though my typical inclination is to leave this creature here for decades and never check back up on it again until it escapes and comes back to threaten me, I think we should put these poor souls out of their misery that cannot be extracted from
Okay,
the hole.
so do you want to power them off or do you want to blow them up?
blow him up?
Oh, blow 'em up.
Blow him up.
Blow them up, always.
Yeah.
Always blow them up. Okay.
Or we power him down and put like a warning buoy.
Yeah. General Order 1.
Under penalty of death, you can
Yeah.
never come to this planet.
New directive.
Yeah.
Unless,
I-
unless Spock really wants to come back to the planet, then he'll just ignore the warning buoy.
Be fine.
I can't make a decision. You guys will have to come to some kind of decision on what you want to do here.
All right, but so will powering it down take them out of? Can you assure us that it will ease the suffering of these, or pause the suffering of these creatures?
It just depends if is this consciousness entirely powered, or is it like Andy, who has been able to separate his consciousness from the machine? Would that effect happen with this consciousness?
Oh, what you're
Because-
wondering if he could ascend like Andy has.
Exactly, yeah. Because if they can, then yeah, obviously powering down is going to be useless. Torpedoes away, but the pain will continue. But we don't know.
So I will tell you straight away that from your investigation of the being and its complexity, Andy was a freak, weird case.
Okay.
Perhaps because he was transferred after everyone else. Perhaps because of his emotional lack of complexity compared to everyone else, he was just a child when he was uploaded. But his unique effect of becoming this consciousness cannot be replicated.
Okay.
As far as you can tell.
So we would, yeah, I would say powering down would be the humane thing to do to ease the suffering, to bring life back at a later date. But I can also see ending the suffering being also a captain's prerogative. This is a decision I cannot make. I can only advise.
Well, as you stated, perhaps at some point in the future, these creatures can be saved and separated. So I would prefer to power them down and leave a warning buoy as long as their suffering will be paused.
Okay. So in which case, if we want to try and disconnect the power, let's see. Sorry, I do have a section for this. I just have to find it because I've been scrolling up and down. Okay. So this can only be done from at the server tower. So you guys will have to. Kirk and Spock are still in the room with the server tower, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys have to approach it, and it's going to be a 2-part task.
Do you want us to come back down with Janek?
By the way,
Yeah.
so the rest of the 7-person team is completely gone. We can't revive any of them the way we revive.
Unfortunately, no. They passed on and died. Janek was a unique case because he had the chip in the back of his head.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
checking.
we've come down with Janek, and we're now sort of in the same room as well, I would say.
Okay. So, first step would be a reason plus engineering task with a difficulty of 3 in order to identify the exact power junctions you'll need to turn off in order to get this thing to power down.
Right, that's 14 for me.
What's Janek's stats?
Just 11 for me.
I don't think Janek has stats.
Does he not? Can he not help in any way? I know he's just been revived from the brink.
Janek has no stats, which I'm going to rationalize as he's just been dead, and he's
Okay.
also an X-ray archaeologist.
Okay. Like pro jury rig or something.
He's a bit of a wet floppy noodle at
Yeah,
the moment.
why did you come back? What are you good for?
He's like, I don't know, what are you good for, so-called doctor?
Do we still need to do the whole detach it from the Enterprise thing? Or are we just going to power it down?
If you power it off at the source, you won't need to worry about the antenna.
Yeah, okay, right. So my reason plus engineering is 14.
Anyone else got a higher roll?
No.
Who wants to assist? I mean, I assume someone wants to assist.
Mine is 11.
12.
12.
Oh. Nurse Chapel, I may need your help in this task.
Happy to help, Mr. Spock. In any way I can.
And Andy's sort of like bobbing in between you both going,
with a metaphysical change.
yeah. And on your little computer console here approaching, he just goes, winky face? like winky face question mark?
McCoy just goes up to the terminal, just spams eggplants.
Christ. Alright, so yeah, it's difficulty 3. So
we're going to have to buy at least one, I reckon, to give us a bit of a thing.
We only have 1 momentum, right?
We got 2.
No, I thought we had 6.
Oh, we got some back.
2, yeah.
Yeah,
But we can still only buy 1 die.
Yeah, let's buy one.
yeah, buy one. And then we've got another one in case we need it, thingy. And is it an extended task?
No, it's a 2-part task.
2-part? But
Sounds extended to me.
That sounds like extended to me.
Alright, I'll allow it.
Moderately prolonged task.
Okay.
Not a slightly extended beyond the norm task. Okay, I'll allow
Task to surplus.
Because I don't even know what it means. Is I can ignore 2 resistance for every
Okay.
effect roll. I don't even know what that means.
it. That's for an actual extended task where you have to roll against the threshold. Like, it's not useful for this, unfortunately.
Extended tasks
Sorry.
are bullshit. We ignore them.
Does that have to be an extended task? I don't care. Right, okay. So, we've got one. And it's reason plus engineering, so I don't get my science thing. So let's just roll well. Let's just roll well.
Let's hope so. Things could go very badly.
What is my reason plus engineering? 40. Oh, 3.
Hey.
Got 1.
4.
Oh, wow,
Nice,
nice.
two
Okay,
back.
so
We're a good
that point of
team.
momentum back. Yeah.
Oh, 1 back, sorry.
Winky face and winky face, winky face. Okay.
Team Nurse Chapel, obviously.
obviously.
So,
knew it
Hands
all
touch
along.
on the console together as they reach the.
Why is the soundtrack to Ghost playing? This is really weird.
I'm never gonna dance again.
You're in this chapel. These are my buttons. Your buttons are over there. Oh, you press my buttons.
This is I think we'll have to do TOS every other time because this is too much fun. All right. So you guys have successfully identified the power junctions you need to turn off. However, I'm going to spend my 3 points of threat,
Oh shit.
and the computer is going to break through the camera loop.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh, Andy, to the rescue.
And it's going to restore the drones as line of sight.
Oh no!
Now, Andy is going to do his best to help you because they all trundled off to other levels to try and physically search for you after they lost their sight. So they're spread throughout the complex, and Andy is going to try and run some misdirection. But what I'm going to say is that...
But we're all back in
Okay.
the room now, right?
You're all back in the room. They have left the room. There are no drones in this room at this moment. They all went spread out throughout the complex in order to search for you. So, I'm going to give you one attempt to shut down the power. And if you don't succeed on the first try, you're going to have to deal with a combat encounter. Because they're going to come en masse down the hallway towards you.
Oh, so we're
And
not
I'm
in
all-
the stasis server room anymore. We're in the.
No, you are in that room.
Oh, so then why, if the loop ended, why would it matter?
Because they've realized where you are.
We're not doing the task that the computer, the mega computer, thought we were doing. We're doing something else random in a different spot that seems to involve shutting it down. And I doubt he's happy with that.
Yeah, because the thing is, the drone when Andy shot off the drones as line of sight, even though the loop was still intact, they started trundling off to make sure that you weren't in other areas you weren't meant to be, just in case. Because that was a bit shifty.
I was gonna slam a Spock helmet on top of Janix's head and pretend that we had cobbled together a synthetic body.
Right.
But okay, we'll do the action scene. That's fine.
Ta-da, we've done it.
All right.
Stop the long con.
Christ. All right, and I'm also going to use my last point of threat to up the difficulty of this last task. So I'm going to allow you to repeat this if you fail, but keep in mind that if you have to end up repeating it, you will have to do it in a combat situation, which will also be a bit more like daring. So this is a control or daring plus engineering with a difficulty of 5.
Oh shit.
Oh.
We got 2 momentum.
So it's actually a difficulty of 4 since you're at a disadvantage.
This is not a social conflict anymore, Captain.
Oh shit!
How do we do it? So, control plus engineering.
Is control or daring plus engineering.
Right.
I've got 14.
Not my forte.
I
No.
have 15 with control and engineering.
I can assist you.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'll need it.
Hang on. You're rolling 2, you're rolling 1. If we can only afford 1 momentum, which means we can only get 4 dice, we'll have to pay a threat.
Yeah, because I don't think we can. I can't get a critical. Well, we might get a critical, but it's not like.
You have to succeed every one for this to work.
What can we do?
Pay more threat.
Aha.
Try
That's
something else.
so well in the combat scenario, creeping up on it.
He wants this to happen. We haven't
does,
rolled any
doesn't it?
combat dice yet.
No.
You should have let me try the Janix robots scam.
It's looking like a better and better idea.
Oh my god. Right, no, you're right though. We do need to get. I reckon we need to get 1 point of momentum
Yeah.
to the extra
Yes,
dice.
that's
So I'm
3
rolling
dice.
3, extra 1, and then we're gonna have to at least 1 more threat.
Yeah.
Get 5.
And then you go to assist. Someone's going to assist. Okay.
No, that was.
Well, it's going to be Cook and Spock working together, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with that. If you guys are happy with that.
We still have to succeed on all 5 rolls with 1 point of threat and with Shy helping out.
Yeah.
How wide is the window
Yeah.
for like 2 successes? Is it just a 1 or?
Depends if you apply the focus.
If you got a focus, then it widens the gap.
I see.
Oh, I've got a focus in computers.
I thought you were going to say something different then. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I got something new. No.
So it's 1 to 3. My engineering is 3. It's
Okay.
not science, so it's not as good, but it's there. Might as well-
It's there.
Yeah. all right.
So, do you want to give it a shot?
I see. I don't see a. Yeah, we have to, don't we? Paying
Well,
1 threat.
the other alternative, now that it's woken up, is you could just try and shoot it to death. But that would obviously be the less Starfleet-approved way of doing it. And it's
That
got
would
quite a
be
bit of shielding around the server tower, so it could
Okay.
take a little bit.
I reckon it's worth trying this one because if it works,
Yeah.
everything just kind of falls into place, and we've done the most humane way possible. That makes sense to me. That's the logical option.
Logic is the beginning of his wisdom, not the end.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
All right.
So are you
Let's
going to
go.
roll your? So I'll roll my 4 first.
Sure.
All right. Here we go.
Good luck, everybody.
20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
Nope.
1, 1, 1, 1. Oh. Oh no. I can almost see through that Vulcan emotionless persona that not been a good roll.
Is it 20 that's a critical failure?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a complication.
All right. So no. Well, I've avoided that. I've got 1.
One success.
1
Oh.
success. 8, 16, 16, and 19.
Well, hold on. When you add in my roll,
Yeah.
it means you have still 1 success because I failed.
No.
I'm just polishing the phaser rifle at this point.
Yeah, I'm I'm unholstering various scalpel in one hand, phaser in the other.
So, if those are coming at us, we still need to try and do this, or have we got to resort now to the whole server?
What I will say is you can try it again. It will go
Yeah.
down to a difficulty 4, but you will have to do it while you are under fire.
Yeah.
And that'll be like a round of combat, an attempt, and that's if
Okay.
Spock and if you want someone to assist, that'll be another person who is not in combat. And you've got 6 drones to deal with, so
The only way to do it with the difficulty 4 is if I spend 1 momentum because we've still got 1 left,
Still
haven't we?
one, yeah.
And another threat, and then I've got 4 dice, or asking someone to assist. But I think
Yeah, we need to fight off the drones at this point, don't we?
we need people to fight so that I don't get targeted. If that's what we're doing,
Okay.
that's my.
Unless we all
that's
just
my-
want to fire at the terminal, but
Yeah, we could do that as well. Yeah, we may. Help. Yeah,
we need a captain's decision here.
yeah.
Can I make one last appeal, to the computer to choose to sleep rather than force us to end its life?
Like that.
okay. I think I do actually have something for this.
Wait, will shooting this thing just also disable the power and put it to sleep regardless?
If you shoot
Or
this thing, it
just
will
destroy?
die.
Okay.
It
It
will
will
die.
die.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's relatively heavily shielded, but like damage to those circuits will kill it.
Okay.
Malfunction. It just starts scatting everywhere.
Cats everywhere. That's just disgusting.
Thank
Anyway.
you for that, Sparky. Okay, yes. So, if you wish, Captain Kirk, you may choose to to sacrifice your turn in the combat order to make a last-ditch appeal to the computer.
Oh shit! I need to find
Yes,
the
I'll-
combat rules.
I'll do that.
How do we trust that the computer will stay powered down?
Well, that's the thing. Didn't necessarily say that you can convince it to power down. You might do a Kirk and make it explode.
Oh.
But that would avoid the combat. It might. It depends on how well you succeed. And I will let you know that this is a persuasion task using presence and command with a difficulty of 4.
Fuck me.
But I will reduce that to 3 just because of Kirk's existing advantage.
So you said presence and command?
Presence and command difficulty 3.
Okay, so I have 15.
This is your forte. This is literally talking a computer to death.
Right. And we have 1 point of momentum left,
We do.
or we do not?
No, we got one.
We do. All right.
Exactly 1.
I'd threat it.
I
In
beg
fact,
your
you know,
pardon?
I'm also. He wants to put a point in threat, and what I'll also say is I will not allow anyone to assist you because you alone have the
yeah.
advantage.
All right, so I have a 15. I'll spend the point of momentum for 3 die.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does my focus and persuasion give me? That just gives me momentum on the back end, or
That means that what's your command? 4 or 5?
it is 5.
So if you roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, or a 5, it will count as 2 successes.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
And then you reduce the difficulty again
Three.
for yourself
4 to 3,
because you
of
had
your
to
existing
ask
advantage.
you had to ask what Kirk's command score is. So
I
you
appreciate
take a-
your attempt.
you take
Captain,
you
but-
take a fake fan penalty, and
I've altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further.
that's right. That's right. Okay. All right. So yeah, well, am I paying threat to get this
I
extra,
think you're gonna
or
have
are
to,
we just?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll give
No
the
momentum.
baby his threat bottle, and
Oh, thanks.
so that gives me. I'm rolling 4 dice, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Godspeed.
And it's three or 4 successes. What did you say?
3.
3. All right. Here we go. I rolled a 7, an 8, a 3,
Ooh.
and a 4.
Oh, that gives us quite a bit of momentum
5
back.
then?
6 successes.
That's a success. Yeah.
So that's two.
Computer entity, choose
No, 3. 3 back.
to live
Oh,
by
it's-
choosing to sleep.
All right. So the heart of your words gets through
To
to this
sleep,
computer.
perchance to dream. But what dreams may come. Go on.
You know what? Go on, do the entire thing. No, do it. Like, you have to commit to the bit.
What dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil. Okay, this is bad. The problem is I actually had a classical acting education and I cannot remember the rest of the monologue.
That's fine. You did more worse than I was expecting, so I'll allow it. So there's a moment of silence, and you hear the elevator like come to a close on your floor. The doors open, the drones are sitting there, and then their guns just droop, and the power goes off. And you can almost hear like a sort of like a sleepy quality to the computer's words that says, "I think I would like to sleep." And then it powers down.
And then I say, must give us pause. It took me a minute, but I remembered.
And with that, now that it's powered off, Janik is going to go over, look at it, and then kick it, and then walk back away. Because that made him feel better. And Andy's sort of looking at it, and you can tell that even though he's just a blue ball of energy, he looks sad for what he lost of all for the rest of his civilization. But at least he has you guys.
He's a bit more blue.
He's a bit more blue. He is a sadder shade of blue. Exactly. He is science blue. Maybe you can get him a matching uniform.
The Delta.
So that's it. You beat the computer. The controller of the Enterprise is defeated. The Janik is now back to life, and you have a new friend.
Oh,
You have little Andy with you.
Hey.
we shall never
Great
speak
idea.
of this ever again.
All my skills have come.
Yeah, we need to put out the warning buoy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, would we put up a warning buoy, or would we formally disconnect the leads to the computer and then send down a science team to try to research?
I think we'd let Federation to come and send their teams in.
Perhaps an issue for the next generation to solve.
Yes. Look for the sequel in 2 months' time. Shire is Captain Picard.
No, I think you said.
Yeah, right.
Any last bits of cleanup you guys want to do on the planet before you head back up and head off back into the big old starry sky?
Do we need to do something with the spores, the seeds? Are they all destroyed?
Mm-hmm.
No, they're all absolutely intact. You can bring those up, and they're perfectly refrigerated and intact. You can save that part of this planet.
I reckon we could put it in a ship and just send it flying around the galaxy to be useful. Maybe
McCoy's going to take
sometime in the 33rd century.
Yeah. McCoy's going to take all of the hemp and sort of the closest marijuana seeds and just for study, for medicinal purposes, to aid in any artificial life that may be experiencing pain in the future. This could be useful.
Or potentially, because this is a big botanical discovery, you could put it in some kind of bay, and you could send it off in a ship, and it
Like a space seed?
some kind of space seed. Yes, so you read my mind.
There's only so many planets that can be destroyed. Come on.
Space seed.
SETI Alphas 6 through 7
minute.
has been destroyed.
Wait, what is this planet's name? Nibia? Shit.
I introduce Janix to Andy, and suggest that perhaps Andy can stay here on the planet with Janix to help guide him through the archaeological investigation of the base, because it would be irresponsible of any starship captain to allow children onto a starship and just fly around the dangers of the galaxy. That would be a ludicrous.
Andy likes the idea of that, but he would like to point out that he's not a child. He is technically thousands of years old.
All right.
And he is quite attached to Chapel. So he kind of bobs over to Christine, and he's like, "If I stay here, do you promise to write to me?"
I'll never forget you, Andy.
Aww.
Or mention you ever again.
What was that blue ball of light's name again? Oh, okay. And then he never gets a message from Chapel again, and he turns into that lightning nebula that attacks everyone in TNG Lonely Among Us.
Right. He's the crystalline entity. And is
all those flashes. It's just Morse code for where is Chapel.
Right.
I will send Andy messages for sure.
Okay. There we go. I think we could wrap it up.
Nice.
There.
Cute picture of Balok
Well
and the text,
Oh,
and
really
little
cool.
credits.
Just get the cosplayer up. Yeah.
Ah.
Okay, thank you for that.
That was really good fun. That was great.
That was
I
really
love.
That was amazing, Stars. Thank you.
I loved the
Thank
ethical dilemma, because I was genuinely in a pickle about this. Like, we could have destroyed it, we could have saved it. It's like, oh, what do we do? I loved it. That was great.
I'm extremely happy we did it in the most TOS fashion possible by having him eventually just like Kirk just talk the computer out of it.
Oh, it was great.
He was drawing anything of 17 and under and just messing it all up. And then he goes, I reckon I could talk it today. Yeah.
I don't think we did pretty well on rolls, but you did get quite vicious at the end there with like difficulty 5s and stuff.
Oh yeah,
No, that's fab. I like
We've
that.
got to increase the stakes, you know.
yeah. No, that was
Definitely.
good. Because then we had to think about what else can we do, and
Yeah, no, you actually got like probably the lowest I've ever seen anyone get in terms of momentum and stuff like that at the end. Usually
spent
everyone's
it.
operating with a pool of like 4 or 5, and you guys were getting down to like 1.
Mm.
I know it was very hand to mouth with the momentum.
We got a back point, which won it immediately again. So I think that's about us for tonight. I have ideas for running another adventure that would be enterprise themed potentially,
Ooh,
unless
yes.
Idle has one he wants to
No,
run in the
I
meantime.
defer to you. I have an idea of something, but if I think you're further in the planning stages than I am, so we'll do yours first, and then I may have. I've been sort of thinking of maybe something Klingon related, since there is that Klingon source book. That could be quite fun. But yes,
Good fun, yeah.
We'll go from there. But yeah, this has been fun. We will be back with check the schedule on the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord. We'll be back on check the schedule for our next Star Trek Adventure session, because obviously we have to work out between the lot of us, and we need to get Otto back in here as well, because he has been excluded from the last 3 sessions because he missed the first one. So we will get him back in for the next one. We'll be back on Timelines Talks. We'll be back on Wednesday for some Armada. We'll be doing Armada once again, and then Q&A with WRG again on the following Wednesday. So please take care of that. But from myself, any parting words, guys? Does anyone else want to run a campaign? Sorry, me and Stars have been hogging this. If you guys want to run one,
That's too much like work.
No, right now.
it is.
I've got 2 Pathfinder campaigns. I can't do more than that right now.
That's
Nah,
fair.
fair
The only thing
It's
I want to
fun
say
work,
is
you're
I want to see you guys push each other's buttons like Spocky and
Ooh.
Shin Chapel. So like push more buttons together. Do it.
That's what's going to happen in this Enterprise episode. Is there's going to be somebody to Paul, someone's going to be Trip, Flops
Oh.
and Fees.
I
No,
have a
Feasel
feeling
and
the
Trip.
Decon Chamber is going to come into play.
And the whole campaign happened in the decontamination in decon. So we all just,
I
like,
roll
ear
to
up,
rub
shoulder up.
decon gel around. No, let's not do
If
that.
that happens, I'm going to be Mayweather and have no chemistry with anybody whatsoever.
Just
I
look at the
could
stars
not
and go,
ask for better
"Wow!"
players, thank you.
Yes,
You guys
okay.
are so good.
Cool. All right then, let's call it there. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. Let me find my ring. Ta-ra for now. Bye bye.
Great job, Stars.